Hi guys, happy Wednesday. On Wednesdays I talk about dementia, and today I'm going to talk about the positives of dementia. There's positives? So I put a post on Instagram the other day, and there's an artist I know who lives in Crouch End. He commented on my post, and then it started a conversation between us, and I asked him if he had any creative ideas for my content, and he said, how about the positives of dementia? So I've made a list of all of the positive things I can think about dementia. It says I've got a poor network. Oh, my connection's available now. Okay, good. Right, I've made a list of all the positive things I can think of about dementia. Now, I know living with dementia is incredibly difficult, and if you've got a loved one that's living with dementia, I know it's really tough, but today I'm going to focus on the positives as much as possible. So number one, dementia is a label. I personally hate labels, but it is a label. How about we forget about dementia, we forget about the label of dementia, and we focus on the other, more positive labels. So a person with dementia, they have a lot of other labels too. They might be a wife or a husband. They might be a grandfather or a grandmother. They might have been an engineer, a teacher, a doctor. They might have been a pilot. How about we look and we celebrate all the more positive labels rather than the label of dementia? Right, second one. Try and see life as a blessing and celebrate this time that we have together. The next one is a person living with dementia will quite often lose their factual memories. And actually, that's actually a good thing, because they might actually forget the trauma and the loss that they've been through. For example, if they've lost a spouse, for example, I mean, that's going to be, you're never going to forget, you're never going to get over that. But if you're living with dementia, you will forget that, and then you actually might be able to start living in happiness again. So that's a good thing, that's a positive. The best way to deal with that, by the way, is to not remind them and just to go along with it and, you know, let them to be happy. Okay, the next positive thing about dementia is it is possible to live well with dementia. So if you put consistency in place and you put structures in place, then people living with dementia can live independently and well for a long time. So for example, if you put in a morning structure, once they've learnt that structure, they can start to follow it through independently. And perhaps an evening structure they go through, which they can follow through themselves and live independently. Okay, the next positive thing about dementia, emotional memories. Emotional memories stay longer, and people living with dementia do not forget emotional memories as much as they forget factual memories. So focus on emotional memories, look for them. Look for the emotional memories, look for emotions and feelings. I see this quite a lot when I visit clients. A spouse or son, daughter might walk into the room, and the person living with dementia, I'll notice that their eyes light up, or there'll be a smile there. The emotional feelings are still there, even if they don't know who they are. Okay, the next one. People living with dementia they lose their inhibitions. Now this can be absolutely hilarious. They can be brutally honest, and they can be really funny, so we should celebrate that. I remember when I went to see my great nanny, when I was a child, and when I walked in the room, she said, "Oh, who's this lovely young girl who's come to see me?" So I've always thought that's absolutely hilarious, and I've always remembered it. I've never forgotten it, and every time I think about it now, it makes me happy and warm and funny. So remember the funny moments and celebrate that. Celebrate the unexpected moments. So we do focus on negative a lot. So perhaps you go to see your mum and she'll forget who you are 8 times in a row. The 9th time she may remember your name. So celebrate that. Celebrate the one time that she did remember your name. Celebrate the unexpected moments. Oh, this one's good. I like this one. So people living with dementia will forget factual memories. So we've talked about them forgetting bad news. Well, they forget good news as well. I read on Twitter recently that a lady went to visit her mother who was living with dementia. And the lady was pregnant, so she went to tell her mother the good news. So she told her mother that she was pregnant, and she was absolutely delighted. She was over the moon, but then she forgot. So the next time she went to visit, she told her she was pregnant again, and she was over the moon. She was absolutely delighted again. And this happened every single time she went to visit her. They had a new celebration about the fact that she was pregnant. Now that's pretty cool, right? Okay, so they're all the things that I can think of, the positives about dementia. What can you think of? Can you think of anything that's positive about dementia? Leave me a comment below. I'd love to know what you think about this. I know it's quite controversial, but so leave me a comment. Share this with anyone that needs to see it. If they're feeling down or negative about dementia, share it with them. And I will be back tomorrow. I can't remember what Thursday's live is off the top of my head now, but I shall see you tomorrow.